My name's Dean Sutton. I'm from Abbotsford, BC. I'm 24 years old, and I was approached to talk a little bit about what I did in my own story. So after high school, I was kind of following the traditional ideals of what most people have, going to college, and I wanted to pursue a degree in business. So I started that about 6 months in, given the jobs and working two jobs as getting into the college thing didn't really work out for me too well. So unfortunately I had to drop out there, but I totally didn't discount my passion for business. That's all I knew, was that I wanted to get into business. So I dropped out of that and went to Calgary for a little while, and then came back here to find a good placement and a job, get some experience in doing a couple things. So I did get placement in a fantastic job. I was there for a little while. I actually did marketing for a national stone distributor, and in doing that, keeping my entrepreneurial ideas and passions, I realized, okay, well, this is the masonry industry and construction. I like the industry, and I also got to see a little bit of how things work, and saw a few opportunities in the market. So I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna give it a shot, and I'm gonna start my own thing. So I started a masonry contracting company, and it was excellent. Again, it was kind of one of those things that I looked at as the best education I could get. Instead of like reading a textbook on business and all the aspects that come along with it, I kind of just leaped into it and made a ton of mistakes, made some money, lost some money, but the experience was absolutely invaluable in what I did. It's just your mindset and your thought process, and how you set in process all the ways, all the means to go after your passion and your goals, basically. But it's once you understand the tricks and the ability to maximize your own potential and start to go after it and do the daily things it takes, anyone can do it. In high school, I would say that 10% know where they're going to go, whether it be a family business or they know they're going to be a fireman or whatever. Some people they know early on what they're going to do, so they continue to go on that, which is fantastic, and they're happy in doing that, and they're following it, and they're lucky to know what they want to do early on. But I didn't know, and I don't think a lot of people do know in high school. For one, you lack knowledge, you lack a full grasp of what's out there, and even whether it be industry or certain types of business. I mean, there's so many different areas you can go into. It's kind of daunting to even narrow it down or even limit yourself by selecting just one. So I think the average person doesn't really know, I don't think. So I definitely didn't. I guess I didn't want to fall along the regular path. I mean, the traditional way to do it is you go to high school, and then you go into post-secondary, you get your degree, you get a job placement opportunity, and then you retire, which is absolutely fantastic, and it's worked for forever. But I went a little bit against the grain, where I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make a little bit of a different path for myself and try something a little bit more unique. And I guess maybe I'm rebellious, wanted to go against the grain and do something a little bit different. So I did go into, like I said before, I did go into business for a little while, but then again, I wanted to be more in control of what I'm doing and maybe take a couple of risks and see if the benefits would come out on the other side. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew was that I wanted to get into business, and I just had to hurry up and figure out how to do that and what I need to do to accomplish that goal. So I did not know, but you learn in the process. That's what it's all about, I think. I guess I work quite a bit during a regular work day, I guess. The main thing, I guess, is different about my work week is that it never fully ends. It never really stops, and that's because a lot of the businesses the business ideas, what I'm currently doing or what I'm hoping to launch, they're a big part of my life, and I enjoy it. So it's one of those things that it totally amalgamates with my regular life and my leisure. So I mean, I guess if I'm ever sitting watching TV, which is a very, very rare case, I'm also sitting there on my laptop doing research for another idea that I find very interesting. I never really shut down the brain, which is also, I guess, as a blessing and a curse at the same time. So I guess on a regular work day, I guess it goes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours on a regular day, but I enjoy what I do. So on my free time, it's kind of still in the business work realm, I guess. I'm always learning, studying, researching, doing that kind of stuff. So I never really shut it down because I enjoy it. But if you put it down to regular hourly presence, I guess it would be 8 to 12 a day. There's obviously days that you got to take off when you're at your bandwidth. So some would be just a couple hours a day, or not at all if you just need to clear your head and have a break, which sometimes you need to do. I guess the advice that I would give to anyone that at least acknowledges a passion but doesn't know how to really put it into action and create just to, I guess the hardest part in anything is the first step. The first step is always the hardest, but when you do it, it's also it's the hardest, but it's the most rewarding, and there's a big reason for that, because it's very difficult to do. And a lot of times you have to sacrifice certain things to make that first step, but then it opens doors, it builds confidence, and you learn and see things that you couldn't see before until you made that step. So I guess a big thing that I tell people is try to identify your passion, what you want to do. And a lot of people spend more time planning their wedding than they do their life, but I think it's important to sit down and just really identify and pick your brain, shut off the TV and put on some weird classical music that you don't usually listen to, and sit down there and just identify what your passions are. Success isn't pursued, it's something that's attracted by the person you become. So you have to, some people they get frustrated, and it's been proven many times over that you can't just chase, whether it just be the money or just the success. I want to be successful right now. When you help enough people achieve what they want, you kind of achieve what you want in the process. So again, business is people, help people, and build yourself up. It's always an important thing to maintain your growth. Never give up. I guess that's the main thing, is be prepared for some tough times. No one's ever going to solicit that going into business is easy, because it's not. That's a huge lie if anyone ever said that. So I guess don't give up. Be prepared for the Rockies and the waves and tough times ahead. But realize that when you get out there and realize your goals and go after things, the rewards for making these steps it's huge.